Hello everybody, and welcome back to Hoard the Dragon Queen. This is week number 9. This is week number 9, hour number 2. So guys, we have especially have Lustani and I think Lurosh that have been asked by Gianna Grimsever to ride out with her so they can talk.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else in the party joining them?
You guys want to come? Where's Justin?
It's just he
Sure.
told us just to start without I mean somebody needs to remain at the caravan and ride by its side anyway.
I can remain with the caravan then. If you guys know this person better than I do.
I've been introduced before, but not
Apparently,
that well.
we know each other so enough for her to save my life.
Well, I mean, you do that as a kind gesture of anyway.
Maybe she. Well, no, I'm so
I'd
pretty
do no less
good-hearted.
if I
I
had
guess. I don't know.
Well, for in Osani's perspective, you don't. So you know, it's character and character. Okay, so
I'm
you
sure
ride
it's
out.
pretty
Alright,
simple.
well, I'll guard the caravan while they ride ahead then.
Good thinking.
So you guys move in front with her, and she looks to the right, to the left, making sure that nobody is confounding you, and says, "We don't work for the same people, but you're on the same side. We share a belief that a cult of the dragon must be stopped."
Yes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Nods her head and says, "I need to know what you're carrying in those wagons in order taking it. Will you help me find out? We can do it tonight."
Who do you work for?
There's an organization I work for. I cannot say much more. Must understand, I just met you. I only come here to talk because of your friend. And she looks at Roush. You guys seem to be aware that the true identity of these people. I don't know what
Huh?
you
what
are.
are you talking about? What's the deal with these people? Just kidding, just kidding. We know
You
all
mean
about
they're
them.
not just Tiamat worshippers?
She's mad. I don't know if you're Zentrim, if you're Harpers, if you're the Gauntlet. I don't really care. The idea is that these guys need to be taken down, and I accept whatever help I
Would
have.
you say that you are of neither of those?
I would say that I am what I am, and we'll see if if we'll talk more about that in the future. I can't.
What do you have to gain from this, though? I am just curious as to why you're part of it.
My patrons have a lot to lose if the Cult of the Dragon. Well, not my patrons, but the whole world has a lot to lose if the Dragon Cult is allowed to continue its activities, and especially
What kind of
when we don't know what they're doing. At least I
what
don't.
kind of skill set do you have?
Skill set? Well, I am pretty handy when it comes to combat, and I know my way around the shadows, to put it like that.
I
She
see.
has
Like me
spec
without the
subtlety.
just like I am, except without the instrument.
She smiles and says, "So, do you know anything about them? I'll
Well,
tell you whatever I know if you don't already know it."
they're on their way to somewhere, and we need to keep some alive. And they're delivering important goods.
Some?
And
You plan on attacking them?
Well, I suppose yes. If we can get the upper hand, then I suppose we plan on taking them.
How? I might ask. I mean, you do look competent, but you against.
Well, that would come later on after maybe you reveal your own true intentions and you reveal a bit about yourself.
If you don't have a small mercenary band, or actually a big mercenary band behind you, I consideration that they have a lot of spellcasters.
Hmm.
You saw the clerics last night. They healed their horses, and so they could ride on without listening to you. I would say that was a bold plan, but to be honest, I think it was rather stupid. They have their eyes on you.
I'm sure we could muster up enough people. We also have big fella back there.
Big
Yeah,
big
if we
fella,
could-
but
We can surprise them, and we can win. We can weaken their forces. I'm sure it will be fine.
weaken their
We've
forces.
fought
But
these.
if they know we're behind, if we're on them, do you think they will let anybody survive? Are you willing to risk the lives of everybody in this caravan to attack them?
Well, I mean, if it's for the greater good, maybe.
She looks at you. Well, I guess so, but
I'm sure with the skills of yourself, our party, an ogre, and potentially the other mercenaries that we are trying to muster up.
How many other
We could probably
guards
do it.
are there actually, just to be made sure, like in the other caravans?
so as I said, because of the fact at the beginning of the journey, because of the fact the Dragon Court had a lot of guards, many of the other merchants did not buy so many. They just
of
got
course they
one
did.
or two each. I mean, they're traveling with a caravan that seems to be importing.
But
some-
I want to know the number specifically.
Exactly, you know of 7 caravans. There's 1 minimum each. Only 3 of them have 2, so that would mean 6 without yours. 7, 8, and 9 total guards besides you.
I mean, if we could make it so that they, like, they made a first strike, probably get the whole other guardian on this as well.
I mean, they have almost double our numbers in guards. That's even if you convince everybody.
Oh, I think the quality is of our party is outshines their quantity, my little friend.
Well, you feel pretty big about yourselves. I mean, as I said, have you considered the people in the carriages?
We are pretty big in comparison to you. No, but,
She-
repeat what you said.
She says, have you considered the people in the carriages?
We've counted.
Well,
That's why fire. That's where fire comes in handy, my friend.
we could light the caravans on fire.
That's the idea.
I'm telling you, it's a bad idea. You can't. It's your plan, whatever you do. I just offer my advice. I think I think we should just follow them and find out what they're doing.
You
When
know
they-
what? You are probably right. I think that should we, and our next, how to say this, like, when after a while we probably will be even greater in metal and strength and intelligence. So
Very shortly, if I'm
very
not
shortly
mistaken,
we will have the
we will be
measure.
able to strike twice as often and cast even greater spells.
What do we
Where
guys
is that
say?
ogre that we
I am on I am close to a breakthrough to unlock even greater potential.
I mean,
So maybe an encounter or two before we take them on. It would be most helpful.
you should. I mean, whatever. I don't think it's a wise plan. Says you should.
No, no, nice plan.
Well, if you could tell me when it's gonna happen or not, because I don't want to be a part of it, and I don't plan on losing my wife in that night.
Why? You have very little faith.
She is very little.
I know what they have. Saw them last night. There's
Well,
there's at least seven spellcasters, and I saw even more. And there's that very weird wizard. He's a wizard of Tay. Saw his tattoo on his forehead.
Is
seems
a
to be
wizard
awfully
Mr. T?
Chick says, no, the guy that joined the caravan the same day as I did. That Jones fella.
Oh, is that what his name was?
No, I only got Jones. There's something I don't know
Harrison?
who he is. But he is a wizard of Hay. And he's doing a pretty bad job at hiding it.
Let's do a check to
How-
know what hay is. I don't know. Is
This-
that the-
Yes, you can definitely
still
do me.
have those-
So you know that Fae is basically a kingdom that is now ruled by a witch, but
Oh,
not
wow.
not a bad witch, a good witch. If I'm correct in my lore, it doesn't really matter. There's a witch ruling that kingdom, and there was previously a conclave of wizards, mages that held Fae. They lost Fae, and well, the rest of the world didn't really like them because they would be on the extremist side of the mages, with research without boundaries and so on. Usually, most of them were neutral mages, so they would not care about anything much but themselves. So when they sought refuge in other kingdoms, it was very hard for them to find refuge. So a lot of them turned to either ways to make their everyday bread, or just slaving. But most of them used their abilities to their favor, with usually not a good outcome. And they are pretty powerful. Usually they're known to be pretty powerful. It's one of those things that it's very rare to find, but they do exist. Okay, she says, "Well, I think it's gonna be weird if we stay any longer. Let's go back. Well, if you want to talk more, we can talk tonight."
Okay. Do you have any? Are you keeping any of those beads? I mean, we could always use their weapons against themselves.
Shakes her
Although,
head.
It
I
does seem
Never-
like the last.
I just
Can
found
never have
that
enough
one.
beats.
I just found that one. I didn't think it wasn't in my meal.
Well, if they keep poisoning us with it, then we can keep taking them, and then
And then they will never
You
know
know
what's
what it is.
hit them.
of course, it's not the nicest thing to do to someone,
Well, I mean, I wouldn't. I
even
would,
or not.
Well, anyway, I think it should be good to go back and see. To go back to the caravan. People are gonna wonder why it's taking us so long. And she nods her head and just starts riding back.
Okay, come on, Cameron.
Okay, you guys ride back towards the cavern. Everything is well and good. Hoon and Brutus have been riding with the caravan, and you're about
You
about
tell us
six
everything that was said.
5 days
Yeah,
from
we'll repeat
Waterdeep.
it.
Do you give us a pretty complete rundown of what was said?
Yep.
Now, did she explain how she knew about these? You said at the end she said that she didn't have one of those in her food, so how did she know there was stuff in ours?
I don't know. It seems all rather suspicious. She seems almost omnipresent. It's strange.
She's
Either that or
she
she's
doesn't want to talk
she's
about
incoherent.
her. She wants us to trust her, but not she cannot trust us. I don't know.
Well, it also seems strange that she would somehow know that we have this in our food, and yet none was in hers. I mean, if she found one in hers, then she could think, "Oh my God, are the others being poisoned as well?" But
There's
just
a
to
lot of strange
spontaneously know.
coincidences there.
She seems to be having a lot of insider information.
Knowing all this information when we couldn't even discern it as four people is rather troubling.
You were able to make a suggestion to the leader of the assassins to join us for the party. Could you make a suggestion to her to level with us?
Potentially. It really depends. Sometimes things don't go the way you want because otherwise it would be far too convenient.
Oh, I never heard that one before.
Well, the world
It
is
happened
very
last time I tried
convenient.
to
Like
pass
when you're
it.
young, all you run into is kobolds, and then later you only run into goblins, and all the kobolds seem to have disappeared.
And then when you try and cast suggestion on someone to do something that you think is reasonable, it turns out it's a strange, strange world we live in.
Yeah.
Well, when you have a really high spell save DC, it usually works out the way you want it to.
Well, I'm
Especially
sure
in a system
it
with
went
bounded
through.
accuracy.
I'm sure it went through, but maybe it just wasn't as reasonable as I thought. Oh well. A Wizard of Fey would also likely have a higher resistance to such spells.
You think this gnome might be a wizard of Thay?
The other man in the caravan.
No, I meant the gnome. Getting the gnome to level with us.
Oh,
She seems to be holding out on us.
I'm just wondering how you'd phrase it personally. You know how it works.
How to phrase it? I don't know. Well, it's just a
to phrase it,
suggestion.
did you?
You could say something like, "I think it's time for you to level with us about who you are and who you work for. That we can't trust you if we don't know those things."
I suppose it could work. In fact, I'm gonna cast the spell. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna walk up to the gnome,
Okay, you walk up to the gnome. She greets you.
and I'm just gonna release them like, come with us and level with us. Tell us more about what you know. Tell us more about who you are.
She looks at all of you, and well, I mean, she gets to you. She starts moving, and she says, "Okay, I'll tell you more, but this isn't really a good time. They can't see us. In the night, we could have done it easier." Well,
It is
Anyway.
the night, isn't it?
no, you just said you just did it now.
Isn't it the night?
No, it is not.
No, it's like midday.
Okay, well either way, it doesn't matter. It's not like they're listening.
I've
Come
I've
I said
been
come with us first.
contracted by some people to figure out
Those people are.
roads of Waterdeep. Figure out what's happening with these cult of the dragon. They've been moving a lot of items through Waterdeep, and they want to know what, and they want to know where is it going. They can't openly act against him, so they're sending agents. One but a few of them, and we're trying to find out what's happening and what their plan is. Once we know that, and especially where the base is, it's gonna be a lot easier. We're planning on sending messages to the other organizations, rally a decent army if needed, and take them down again.
Why can't the Lords of Waterdeep openly act against them?
They don't have any evidence that they're who they are, and they have some pretty high backers, to put it like that. Acting openly against them would be political suicide for anybody who attempted it. And the masked lords cannot really attempt such a thing. If you are familiar with Waterdeep at all, you'd know what I'm talking about.
It's too many politics for my life.
No, that's what I do. He smiles at you. Anyway, it's again, it's weird for they to see me talking to you so much. I'd rather not be in the same ball as you are. I'll go back, and if you want to talk more, we'll talk in the night.
Well, he's a handsome half-elf. Just pretend you guys are having a sexual relationship and it'll all make sense.
He looks at you. Is he in on it?
What?
Like, she looks at you. Like, are you willing to do that?
To pretend?
No, I'm asking
Oh,
you to
I
take me in the
am
bushes.
honestly.
Yes, pretend.
Okay.
20. That's what 20 charisma looks like around the ladies' chat. Smooth.
Sure thing.
Okay, so she just basically takes you and keeps you in the like in the caravan, like in the back one of the caravans that has actually a carriage with it. No dragon holy ones for a couple of hours, and then waits you out. Ruffles your fare, unbuttons your
Does she say
chest.
anything during it?
She talks to you if you want to talk about anything
Isn't that
specifically.
the whole point of it, Chucky? It's not like, oh, let's just go off into the bushes for 20
I mean,
minutes.
she's just doing this for
literally
the
sit and do
cover of what's happening what happened before. So inside, she gives you a drink and just stays there, and says like, anything more you want to know? Oh,
I demand hot elf on gnome action here. Not really.
I basically told you everything. You still have your part of the story to tell me.
You didn't quite fully explain your skill set. If you could do that.
Well, as I said, I'm good with a dagger. I know how to skulk in the night, and I know people.
Okay.
She's clearly a
You're
rogue.
people's-
Clearly a rogue.
I'm just wondering what kind of rogue.
So, who are you guys, and what are you
Short
doing
time.
here? Who do you work for?
Well, we're here to stop the Tiamat followers, as you said.
Okay.
Who we're working for? I'm really in it just for the story, to be honest. As you can see, I am more of a musician than someone who, as you put it, goes around in the night with a knife. That's rather crude for my line of work. I am a singer of songs and a teller of tall tales, some of which you can actually
smiled.
believe.
She smiles at you, says, "A bard who's not into politics."
Yeah,
You're making me.
it's how it is.
That is new. I have never met
can
a
prove
bard
fun.
that is not into politics. I need to say that my mentor himself was a bard.
Well, as I said, I'm just in it for the tall tales and singing songs.
Oh, you're a rare breed.
Well, I'd like to think so. It's nice to feel unique in this world.
Just take
The
care.
life I came from. I
Usually,
don't
usually
wanna-
bards spending time in weird places is not viewed as the well. It's and especially in Waterdeep where politics are up and the game, the high game is always played. You're gonna be fastly considered to be a participant in it.
Game or meta
I
game. Yeah.
suppose a mask would be in order. Not a physical mask, but I'm sure you understand what I mean.
I understand, but take care. A mask can blow up in your face as well. If you don't understand what you're doing and how to use it.
I'm sure I can cover myself. I've always been good with that sort of thing.
Well, whatever you say. I don't trust you, but it's your mission, whatever mission you have. I have mine. If we can help each other on the way, it's good and well.
So which caravan is this in?
This is like the almost not the last one, the one before it.
What's inside the caravan?
So basically a lot of boxes of ale and what seems to be the smoked, salted beef and pork.
So is there like oatmeal or anything inside this caravan?
I mean, if you look around, do you actually search for it?
Well, it's like if I'm looking for all the stuff, I'll be like, hey, what's this?
Yeah, I mean, there's oatmeal. Yeah, there's some
what's
oatmeal
this?
there.
How do you have access to this caravan?
How do you do what?
How do you have access to this caravan?
I have no idea how to. What you just said.
Is my internet not working?
No, I'm not understanding what you're saying.
How do you have access into this caravan?
Access. Well, this guy sells.
I have one axe here and I have one axe here. You just bust through the caravan.
This guy sells
Access.
food and drinks. It's pretty easy to bribe somebody like him.
If it's so easy, and how did you know about such a poison, the bead. It seems rather peculiar.
I was returning last night and I saw somebody leaving from this cavern from inside. I searched around
Then
this.
how would you know?
John?
Oh, go on.
No, go
No,
on.
you go on. No, you go on.
I saw some
Um,
tracks of what he messed around with, and oatmeal, and he stole something that I'm not really sure what it was. But whoever was eating oatmeal, I thought should be warned, and the other guards, from what I understand, are just avoiding these guys. But you openly, openly declared yourselves against them. So I thought that,
No one else knows about that. No one else knows about Tiamat worshippers, so
yes,
I guess
this-
declaring
and
ourselves.
you have declared yourselves by putting up a show, making Tiamat a whore or whatever you. It was pretty funny. She smiles. As I said, I would say it was a bold plan if I didn't think it was stupid.
Yeah, well, I suppose it wasn't really my idea, but you have no right to call our ideas such things.
It's my opinion. I have the right to call my opinion whatever my opinion is.
And some ideas are good, but the genius among us are sometimes frowned upon by
Yeah.
the people that aren't.
Whatever, subjugated people. I know. I've heard this story 1,000 times before. They're misunderstood. Anyway, you most likely made them want to kill you, so following them is gonna be a lot
that's good to
harder.
know. I never thought about that before.
You are quite brave. It's
Oh, why? Thank you.
well. Again, I would actually believe what I'm saying if I did not feel like you were fools. You have no idea what you're dealing with. Have you ever seen the Code of the Dragon? Have you ever seen what they did? Have you been at the Well of the Dragons? Have you seen the atrocities they've done hundreds of years ago? It's only coded in
Have you?
books. It's only coded in books.
Have you seen all these things?
She nods her head. An elven mage of mine showed
Personally?
me his
Quite
memories.
impressive.
He saw the dragons wreaking havoc, the undead dragons killing and slaughtering everything. They couldn't be stopped. It was very hard. Many organizations put their men into a great army in order to kill them a couple of centuries ago. Well, they always appear again and again and again. And this time, they have a plan, and I don't know what it is, and that's most disconcerting.
And this time, it's personal. Dun, dun, dun. Oh
Okay.
no.
She says, anyway,
Well-
it's been enough talk. You should go back to your friends. Look like, your man's walk of pride or whatever.
Enough talk. I think that people would expect me to last a bit longer than this. Surely.
She looks at you and says, whatever you need to say to yourself to sleep at night better.
It's nothing as what other people think. Appearances, although, well, rather vain, they do matter. Politics, not my game, but I understand.
Come on, it's okay, go. We just had a quick fuck for the road. Everybody will believe it. Go on. Go to your friends.
Everybody believes it. Okay, I see how it is.
And when
I guess
you
being with
leave
you
the wagon,
myself.
she's going to lean out and say, "It's okay, and it happens to lots of guys."
Oh wow.
Okay, so what do you do, Roush?
So like after I've had like a look around that carriage and like nothing's interesting, I guess I'll just kind of jump out and kind of, yeah, just
like-
kind of walk up to the.
So like
caravan
totally
and tell
awkward.
everyone-
Like I ask him like, how was she?
You can't be serious. The conversation we had right a couple of minutes, well, half an hour ago. Half an hour ago. Nothing actually happened. I tell everyone what was said.
Disappointing.
Okay.
Yeah. Why
So
don't you go and try to do better?
you guys
I'm
hear what
sure you
Roush
could
has to
find
say?
a way.
Do you want to say anything or do anything specific?
Yeah, I tell them.
No, okay. No,
what's
I
happened.
said that they heard everything. So what do you as a collective want to do?
Still noon.
Still Moon.
Yeah, I don't know. Spend some time with
You
my
guys still-
carrot, maybe.
You guys still considering doing the plan, except maybe burning the carriages and aiming for the Wizard of Oz or whatever his name is.
The Jones character?
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. They had a lot of wizards though, right? They had a lot of spellcasters.
Clerics, I think, mainly.
Hum hum hum.
Hum hum hum. The silence of making plans.
Hum hum hum.
I'm
hum.
just asking these guys' opinions on whether we should continue or not.
Well, we should obviously continue with the caravan. The question is, is there going to be an opportunity where we can fight them divided? And we need to keep an eye out for ways to create that opportunity.
Yeah, if the wagons are full of high-level mages, that might be more than we can chew here.
Fair enough.
Choo choo.
Well, there's only one really, and I'm sure the mages go down pretty quick if we can get to them first.
But she was saying they have several spellcasters that are.
Oh, you
They've-
become muted, Robert. for some
They've-
reason.
It's probably one caster per wagon. That seemed to be about the ratio in their camp way back when.
Am I working?
By the way,
or-
I wanna cast the detect magic as a ritual again and go around and see if they actually switched around the magical items to see if they are on persons rather than caravans.
You go around, and
Yeah.
there does not seem to be. You feel the same magical items.
Okay, they're still in the same place.
Still in the same place. Still in the same cameras.
Okay,
That's good thinking.
because they might. I don't know.
No, that's a good point. It might be on people instead of in caravans.
Okay. So do you guys actually want to do it, or are you continue on planning, or do you let the day pass?
Guess we'll keep on.
If they were able
So
to
like-
revive all their horses, then they've got more mages than we can probably deal with.
Well, spellcasters in general. I don't know if there's.
Yeah, a lot of them are clerics. We've
Well,
fought
yeah.
the clerics before, right? Oh well, actually, I don't think I personally fought them, but you two have.
Just concerning if they're gonna bolster the other guys, like.
Yeah, they do go down real fast if you can get
Yeah.
to them. Getting to them is the problem. Also, the fact that they can bring other people back up is very frustrating.
Yeah. Would have been good if we could have if I could make sure they're not like if some of them are getting off a couple of sleep spells would probably be very helpful for our cause. Like just see if we can get them to sleep for at least uninterruptedly.
If only we were level 5.
If you just use all your spell slots to cast sleep, like in the middle of the night when they're already asleep, you can just go around and dispatch them one at a time.
Yeah, pretty much, I guess. I mean,
It depends on how much
magical
HP they
sleep is more potent than regular sleep, I guess. I mean, you have to actually shake someone to make them awake if there's magically slept. There were no.
Seems- Only you
Were
need
there
five.
any elves, by the way, in that? Because elves cannot be magically slept.
They're all humans.
Yeah.
That's a thing that we asked earlier because we had like non-human party members and we were trying to sneak into the camp. They only allow half dragons and humans into their ranks for some reason.
Yeah.
They're like the neo-Nazis of this world, pretty much.
So like, probably it'd be a good idea to say how many like, because I'm guessing they're switching out several times, like so even, and they're probably scattered about each and every wagon, like so they're not in a cluster or anything like that. But if I could make sure that those who are sleeping, but are they sleeping inside the wagons or they're sleeping like by the wagons? Chucky?
They are so these guys, the guards themselves, are sleeping in the wagons.
Yeah, they go in to sleep. They won't be wearing any armor though, so they could have to don their armor as well.
So it's basically like two of them, or awake at all times. As I said before, like they kind of do shifts.
2 for each caravan.
Yes,
Okay,
so
two
7,
for each
like
one.
14 always awake.
And there's always 14 out.
There's
Switching
always
out.
14 out. Yes, there are two and two switching out.
Yeah. We could get them cluster or something. I don't know. Could at least get a lot of them. But there's no guarantee they will all fall asleep even then. Decisions, guys. It's hard.
Exactly.
Only we were level 5, we could easily do it. Easily.
Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha.
It wasn't
Well,
a joke,
maybe
that
we-
was serious. That was serious out of game talk.
As I said, ha ha
We were
ha
level
ha.
5
Maybe we do need to just sort of follow them for a while.
and gain some levels.
This
How
might,
much
this might be
XP
more than
did
we
you
can
charge
deal
you?
with at the moment.
1,000 each? Yes.
Well, so
Like in the the clerics or the actors that we fought in the past weren't. I mean, they were pretty like
Weak.
yeah, they were pretty weak, but we don't know if there's like what. Because I know there's one specific guy who acted like he was a bit of, like he was like a leader of some sort when I went and spied on them. So he might be a bit more as well. He might be of higher caliber, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like 50 cal. Instead of like 0.22.
You're
It's a bit of a
The people riding in the wagons is probably the big concern.
Okay, so do you want to just keep biding our time and just waiting for something to happen then? It's worked for us so far.
I think we
Yeah.
have to wait for an opportunity to show itself. I mean, we only have a couple of days left, though. But do you reckon we should just wait until they reach Waterdeep?
Why don't we see if any opportunities present themselves, and then if nothing is coming up and we're closer to Waterdeep, then revise the plan.
I think so too.
okay, so you guys.
By the way,
continue on
Chuck,
riding?
the Jones guy, did he have did I get any other readings? I mean, I'm thinking like Jones
No.
might have some magical
You have
things.
not gotten any other readings.
Okay.
So
Still 3 readings, still the same caravans, or still the same wagons.
you continue on your road. About 2 days afterwards, so you can hear like well, you wake up basically from your rest. In the middle, almost in the middle of the night, you can hear a rabble gathering behind. You can hear shouts and sounds. What do you guys do?
I mean, I like shouts and sounds. I'll go check that out.
Yeah,
I
I'll
have
I'll
my
grab
armor on.
my
I have my
weapon.
armor
I'll
on.
go check it out.
There are
We all
there's
have our armor on.
about 10 of the cultist guards are out. You see every other one donning armor and making sure their scabbards are right there where they should be. And there is in front of them a dragon guard, one of those. Well, he's dressed like a normal regular guard. You just know he's one of their companions, dead on the ground. A big wound on his back, like bigger than a dagger, but not bigger than like a short sword. Maybe a bit of a long sword. It's not necessarily sure from where you're standing right now. The guards turn around, and one of them points his sword at you. Damn!
The assassins are here.
They did it. I'm sure of it. They've been.
We're all
yes,
accounted
weirdly.
for. We had no
I'll look
part
at
in
them.
this.
I'll hold up one of my swords and go, "You think I did that?"
Shakes his head at you.
None of us have that kind of weaponry.
And I'll hold up my hammer. I'll be like, not only am I
I'll
really
look at
far away, I have a hammer. So
I show my arms like what, like what.
It's not cold, is it? If it's cold, for sick burn, apply.
I might, yeah,
red
I
cross.
might have to apply some ice on that burn.
It seems like a lot of the doors to the actual like carriages are open. People are peeling out, or the shootings are kind of open, and people are peeling out from there. The coat guys, and this guard says, "Show us all your weapons. You're hiding something. You're hiding the weapon that killed him."
No, I'm
Not
not.
when I laugh. How long do you have?
They seem to like be pretty damn pissed. That is,
Oh,
they
yeah,
do
one of their
not
friends
they do
died.
not laugh at you, and they do all are now kind of in armor and weapons. They're not besides this guy, none of them have their weapons out, but they all have their hands on the hilt of those swords.
I actually have my weapon out, like just flashing around. It's just a rapier. It's not like.
Yes, it's still threatening.
I have
taking out
broadsword.
a weapon in itself is a gesture of a offensive.
They said, "Show us your weapon." So I'm showing
Yes,
them
yeah.
my weapon, Chucky.
That's,
It's like if I say, "Can you slap me on the back of the cheek?" and then you slap someone on the back of the cheek. It's not like that's a gesture of like I'm going to kill you.
You're hiding something.
Do you have any proof? I think you guys are the ones that are hiding something.
all I'm interested
And I
in is
think
guarding
that's
this
pretty
caravan.
obvious.
Someone's attacked the caravan. I just want to know who attacked the caravan so we can deal with the issue. Right? So who attacked your friend?
They don't. They still like look at it and say, "Whoever he was a damned filthy thief. We don't know if think anything's been stolen, but
Does it look like there's a thief among us? Honestly,
Do I look
you muted yourself,
stab
Robert.
them in the back?
You're
Why does
muting
that-
yourself. Okay, we can hear you now.
Can you repeat that, Robert?
I said, do I look like I would sneak up on someone and stab them in the back from behind?
Ah, orcs are nasty creatures. I don't know what you'll do. And out of the crowd comes the little gnome, saying, "Now, come on, everybody, get this caravan moving. It's man got killed. Nothing got stolen. Okay, everything is good. We don't want to fight right now. They didn't do it.
How do we know nothing's been stolen?
He just said
they said.
that.
Yeah.
What?
He just said that. The
The,
guard.
the
Oh.
Dragon Queen guard said nothing had been stolen.
I'm missing a couple of gold pieces.
Oh my. Where did the
we should just
There's a
get
thief
on
among
going. These stuff happen, you know. There's always somebody trying to steal from somebody else. Nothing got stolen. Only one man died. Let's continue on. It's not worth the rabble. Now is it? Looking at both, like she gives you a quick glance, more out of let's make this story work, and she kind of looks seriously at the cards, especially this one.
I mean, it's pretty likely that either she did it, or for some reason the assassins that we fucked over are trying to help us now.
I figured it was her that she got caught. That she was spying
Does the
on them and got
wound look
caught.
like it's poisoned?
Do you realize what that question sounds like? You
I
cannot.
mean,
like,
pretty
could we
sure you
do
can
like
tell.
a check to see if he? I mean, the wound. I mean, I
if
could
you
probably
if you
do like
jump
a,
down and you start doing medicine checks to thoroughly check him out, yes, I mean maybe.
Yeah, let's not do that.
But from upside, you just see a stab wound. That's it.
Can I tell anything about the angle of the wound?
It
Does it
seem-
look like, say, somebody really short stabbed somebody?
I mean, if you're looking at the numbness, you probably would only get up to his ankles or something.
So, are you going to need time to bury your companion? Should we stop, or do you just want to keep going?
No, we're burying him in the city with his family. He was, so he mutters under his breath something, and they take the corpse and wrap it in a blanket and put it in the back of one of the caravans.
That's very noble of you. If I'm a cleric, if you need help with any sort of last rites, please let me know.
He scowls at you, and all of the guards continue on going to their own caravans, staring. Most of them, not all of them, they're staring coldly at you guys.
Yeah, I think I'll just be living in my armor for the rest of this trip.
Sleeping on it every
And-
day.
Let's see. So there's only 2 days towards to get to Waterdeep, and the day passes, and another day passes.
Are there any good places where there's like it's possible to separate out the wagons into smaller groups?
I mean, there's basically a full-on road. There's no forest. There's no. I mean, you can look at the map itself. You can see
Yeah,
that.
I was just asking if there was any sort of like maybe there was like a giant rock that one could push onto the road.
The only
that
point
would-
maybe is at the end of the second day where actually you're going into Waterdeep because of the huge amount
'Cause
of huge amount of caravans coming in, the bridges, the wrong bridges going down to Waterdeep.
yeah,
Maybe
that's not gonna work.
Okay, so you guys,
We can't attack the necklace, the city, or other people might get involved who don't know which side to be on.
so as I said, you guys, I mean, you're following your guy. You get inside of the city. I mean, what do you guys do? Especially, you get to Waterdeep. The caravan is moving into the city.
Well, we have someone to report to in Waterdeep, don't we?
Wasn't it
Or the Order of the Gauntlet.
Let's see here. I think I have it down somewhere.
It was on the letter if we can't remember it, but
I have the letter out, so if you take out the letter, I'll tell you if there's anything on it. I mean, I can just paste it and read it again.
Yeah.
If not, you remember whatever you remember. So you it only says something about Akim, but Akim was not in Waterdeep. It was Baldur's Gate. There's nothing about Waterdeep. He only says that they're going to Waterdeep and just find out basically where they're going, wherever they are going.
But didn't he give us someone to report to once we figured it out?
Yes, the monk. But after you figured it out where they are going on their bases, you can find him in one of the several places he sent. He said you can send ravens to.
So I guess ideally we want to try and find a way of contacting the Gauntlet, Order of the Gauntlet, or the Harpers in Waterdeep then.
Harry are ravens.
So again, this is all happening as you guys are going to Waterdeep. I'm asking specifically what you are doing now.
Once we're like at Waterdeep.
You are now descending on the bridges of Waterdeep. There is a lot of people. There's a lot of people moving about. A lot of caravans. It is a very crowded city. The city of Waterdeep.
You know what I would like? If we're here, Waterdeep.
Everybody's there, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to get paid.
Yeah, oh, definitely. You've
Yeah.
been paid every day.
Yeah, but we haven't got. I mean, what's the sum? I haven't added it to my sheet.
And in total, you've got 2 gold per day. And I mean, this guy just offers you 100 each.
That's
he
easy.
says like he basically after he says like let me just get my people here, and like after 20-30 minutes there are a lot of like little boys and with some guards with them that come taking out birds out of his caravan and paying him large sums of money. As he promised before, his birds were almost all sold. So he, with an empty caravan, he hands you each 100 gold, 50 to the work, only because you are only part half of the journey, and he says, "That was well, an eventful journey. I thank you for guarding me, and you have done more than a regular guard. So I put in something extra. If you're interested in any more work, I will be maybe leaving soon. I have heard some rumors of work of caravan work and wagons moving up north. But if you have any other plans, feel free. Just contact me if you're interested in more work. I am very happy with how this journey has gone. It's besides those weird guys.
At the risk of splitting the party, I think someone should follow the Hoard's wagons and find out where they're going.
Yeah,
can go-
I'll do that.
So
Okay.
this is all before you. So you don't get your money because this is, as I said, they wait 20 minutes to the boys to come, and even more actually for them to give him the money. So this is all a waiting thing at the inside of the city. So you go off as you get
Well,
inside
I
of the
think
city.
one person could go and
Yeah, one
no,
person can
exactly.
go.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So you do
so
it
and so
before.
collect my my money and I'll go check.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm just saying
Merchants
that it
collect
is
my money.
before.
All right.
So you follow the caravan. Are you trying to be stealthy or are you just openly moving?
Trying
Because
to be stealthy.
it's stealthy. Are you trying to be
Wait, would
stealthy?
you like to mow the lawns? Are you gonna optimize everything? I'm not gonna.
Ah,
Sibling interruption. I love it.
sibling interruption. Yes. You see, both of them have the same headset. Look at that. No, the same
What-
headset.
I wonder if his brother is.
They're not the same.
Both
different.
of them were wireless, so I was just trying to, but I could
They're
not
not
see.
wireless.
You're not?
His one wasn't wireless at all.
I did not see the wire. Anyway, so are you trying to be stealthy around?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm guessing that you're not riding then.
Pardon?
I am guessing that you are not riding your horse if you're trying to be stealthy.
No. I'm just
Okay,
trying to. That's really busy, right? So it shouldn't really matter. I'm just
Yeah.
walking around, right?
so give me a stealth check.
It should be pretty easy. Hold on. Mine's plus. Let's see. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, what'd you roll?
22.
22, okay. So you easily follow them around, they don't even see you. When they look back, you dart into an alleyway as fast as the wind, and you're just... This is your game. This is your game. So the cult doesn't seem to follow the same pattern as the other caravans. Instead, they head north. They seem to be stacking whatever they're all doing inside of a big warehouse. You can see several other people there, guards and even some other robed guys. And nearby, most of the guards most of the guards in this caravan, not the ones that are already there, go to what seems to be an inn, the Iron Sparrow. And they seemingly take up rooms there. You do not see anybody moving about inside and outside of the inn, which is quite weird in such of a crowded city. Usually people are bustling in and out of inns all the time.
It must be reserved or something. So like they've stabled all their horses and shit at the end.
Yeah, I mean they stable all their horses. You see this, you see this big warehouse, and yeah, basically down to the west and up north into the west is this Iron Sparrow Inn, and that's about it. I mean, if you're not going to bigger ranks, that's all about you see what you see from just casually glancing from alleyways behind them.
Okay. So like, yeah, they're probably not going to move from here. So I suppose they'll be staying here for a while. I'll stay
Probably
around for like a while, like outside the area. And see if anything happens. Otherwise, like, after that, I'll just go back to the caravan and tell them.
Okay,
Or
so
go back to the party
upon
and,
waiting a couple of hours, something does actually happen. Two caravans two wagons leave from there. They seem to all be packed with supplies. There are axes on it, pickaxes, and like a lot of sacks and boxes behind all these tools. And there seem to be like some guards with them and a lot of workers. And they take up the northern exit. They go towards the northern exit, which is quite close to here. The gates open and they start moving up north. And there seems to be like more wagons waiting for them in front out and the exit.
Okay, I'll quickly go back to the party and I'll tell them.
Okay, only 2 wagons left. So yeah, you told this to the party, and do you guys take rooms for the night? What's happening for today in Waterdeep?
Well, if 2 wagons are exiting, I guess we could probably just go check them out. Right?
Yeah, if the wagons are leaving, we can't really afford to spend the night here. They're going to disappear.
The dragon cult wagons, right?
If all that wealth is just in a warehouse and they need the wealth for something, it's not so much that we need to get it back, right? It's just that we need to prevent them from having it. Can we just burn the warehouse down?
That's a good idea. But I'm worried about. So some wagons were leaving Waterdeep. You said.
Yeah,
They
to the north, and
then they're-
okay. They had like some supplies and stuff, mainly workers and a few guards.
So you know what? Before we go more into this, because this might take a while, let's take a small break. Our second break. So 2-3 minutes break, and we'll see you guys on the other side with our number 3.
Okay.
All right.